I'm about to cry.
Her eyes are so wet, guys. I was not ready for this.
I told you I'm hormonal.
Oh my God.
Anyways, hello. My name is Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm Beleaf Mel.
And we're here with episode 30 of How Married Are You?
We're back.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
And it's Chocolate Baby Story Time.
Chocolate Baby Story Time. Let's go ahead and get into it, babe. Me first?
Sure.
Oh, gosh. Whoa. Well, what happened? Theo bust his lip at church so bad.
His nose and lip.
Yeah.
And his gums.
Yeah. If you guys seen the latest episode, hold on. First of all, before we hop into Chocolate Baby Story Time, I want to say someone hit me up today and they said, yo, I finally checked out your YouTube channel and put the faces to the voices, and I love your channel. And I was offended.
Did you think all of our listeners were Beleaf in Fatherhood people?
I was sour. I was like, excuse me? What do you mean?
And if you're listening right now, he's just poking fun. Right, babe?
Yeah, definitely poking fun. But I am kind of like, yo, like I've been doing this for so long and you guys are skeptical. Like you didn't like
or they're discovering your channel through the podcast, and that makes you feel some kind of way.
Respect to podcasts, because I definitely had podcasts in a whole nother. I thought of those as like the little brother of like the social media side. That's
funny.
But respect the podcast,
dude. I respect the podcast.
Respect the podcast. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching the listening to the podcast and subscribing to the YouTube channel Beleaf in Fatherhood. I feel like we're in competition because this is Yvette's baby. But anyway,
shameless plug.
Yeah. Anyway, so on the latest episode of Beleaf in Fatherhood, you'll see Theo have a rough time. He was at church and he ran and hit a table. Like he was standing right next to it, but he took off full speed, but he was only like an inch away from the table and he ran into the table so much that it got everyone's attention in the courtyard. And I walked over to him and he was screaming, and I just kind of pulled him over to the corner and I attended to him. And of course I turned the phone on, and record it. But I was just like kind of like seeing where he was at because I wanted him, to see. And so, he dealt with it like a G. He was nervous to go to school the next day because his lips were scratched. But we had these. Can you pass me those? I'm gonna put the link in the description. These True Color Band-Aids are like dark skin tone.
This is not a sponsored ad.
Heck no, it ain't. But y'all should check out these. If you got chocolate, melanin, a lot of melanin, then you're gonna want these True Color Band-Aids. They're really dope. So anyway, we put that on him, and he was kind of nervous to go to school. And then he went to school. We got to the school, and he was like, "Oh, my stomach feels like it's rolling," which means butterflies in his stomach. But that's how he described it. I thought that was kind of cute. And so he went into class, and after he came home, he said someone thought he had a mustache, and that was kind of the end of it. And
that's how he kept referring to it with Raya and Anaya.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah,
it happened last week. I took Theo, Uriah, and Anaya took Theo to parkour class. And when you're at parkour, you can like kind of sit in the lobby area, but you can still see some of the gym where the kids are working out. And Anaya and Theo had a moment where Theo could see his sister and she could see him, and they both got super excited about seeing each other. And she was saying, actually, I don't know if she was saying Theo or brother. She's actually starting to say Theo, which is kind of a big deal.
A lot. Yeah.
She calls him brother.
She actually calls him Ryan, which means brother.
Like there's a distinguish. She knows when she's saying brother and when she's saying Ryan. Anyway, they had a moment where they saw each other, but then that moment passed, and then they saw each other again, and she blew him a kiss. Like, mwah. It was the cutest thing I had seen in a while.
Adorbs.
And yeah,
Yeah.
it was really adorable.
Amen.
And I just hope they forever love each other like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Let's hop into these words of affirmation. Do you want to tell us what words of affirmation are, babe?
Words of affirmation are your opportunity to tell us why you listen to the podcast or what you get from listening to the podcast. We love to know how we can better serve you guys. And I feel like the words of affirmation kind of gives us insight to why you're listening and what touches your hearts most. I don't know if that sounds cheesy or not, but anyway.
You just pulling that out of there. I don't know where you getting all that from. No. Do your thing, though.
See, this is why I have to be prepared.
Go ahead, do your thing.
Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah. So anyways, you can send words of affirmation via the DMs on Instagram, or if you have the Anchor app, you can send us a voicemail there and we will get them and add them to the podcast. But if you're someone who doesn't really like to hear your voice recorded, remember that we don't mind if you like to change up the way we receive the words of affirmation via a review of the podcast on whatever podcast app you're listening to, and rating us there as well. If you rate us and you leave a review, it just helps other people find us and get all this goodness as well.
You're doing such a good job, babe.
Thanks, babe. I love those words of affirmation.
All right. Let's get into these words of affirmation.
Beleaf now.
What we're gonna do right here is go back.
Beleaf now, Mrs. Melanin. I've just finished an episode of your podcast, and I just have to say, you guys are hilarious. I love the dynamics of your relationship. I'm Kim, by the way. And I just get so much insight from you guys just talking about how you navigate and negotiate.
Y'all, and you don't stop. To the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. A freak, y'all, and you don't stop. To the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. A
Things
freak,
which I'm sure, will be useful in a future marriage, but also is just useful right now generally with any relationship that I'm a part of. And of course, you guys are adorable, the chocolate babies. I love how you guys have orchestrated and ordered different segments in the podcast. I'll be sending my sister all these engagement episodes because she's engaged right now. I just love you guys. You guys are awesome. Keep doing what you're doing. I look forward to listening to you guys 10, 20 years from now and just pouring all this wisdom into the people around me. And yeah, keep doing the good work that the good Lord has sent y'all to do. Amen. Be blessed. Stay up, fam. Peace and love.
Thank you so much for sending us these words of affirmation. Really hits us right in the soul every time you do that. And shout out to everybody who passed the collection plate last episode. You know what I'm saying? We definitely got some donations. We appreciate
thank you guys
for allowing us to be able to do what we do. This is our full-time gig. We have to treat this like a real business now. And so we are, really trying. So we appreciate all the support and help that we get from our Patreon supporters, from our Anchor supporters. And babe, you want to go ahead and shout out that link one more time? That collection plate.
PayPal.me/HMAY podcast.
Link in the show notes if you if that was wrong. So
because I don't know. He put me on the spot.
All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and hop into this topic. And what is the topic? The topic is tell them why you're mad. Tell them why you're mad. Now Yvette got some. And she got something in her heart that she holding on to. And go ahead, babe. Tell them why you mad.
Babe, there's so many reasons.
I mean, well, am I supposed to defend myself or am I just supposed to let you rant?
I don't know, guys. I'm like super pregnant, super emotional.
Third trimester.
Not really yet. Kind of like just right there. I think I have a couple more days. But maybe I'm getting my symptoms early.
We early.
I don't know. I just feel like I'm extra sensitive and super emotional, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Do I have a choice?
I just feel like you could be dealing with it better.
Really?
Yes.
You think I'm doing a bad job dealing with your...
No, you're dealing with it, but you're not like being extra.
Like you want me to be like...
I want you to like babe, sit down, let me massage your feet. Babe, let me give you a back rub. Babe, you should not be sitting there at the sink washing those dishes. I know your belly is making you lean over and your back is aching and you just don't need to do it.
But babe, I feel like this is a false representation of what's happening because I do wash the dishes.
You do.
And I feel like that was an attack because everyone who heard that was like, this here.
I'm not saying you don't do anything. I'm just saying. You're just
saying I need to do more and I need to offer to do more and I need to. Okay.
And you know what the thing is like, I know like in my heart of hearts, I'm sitting here feeling all these things, but at the same time, I'm like, I really can't blame him because we now have 3 other kids. Because I feel like with my other pregnancies, you catered to me so well. Not saying that you're not catering to me well now, but you're not catering to me like you catered to me, like, you know, when I was pregnant with Theo.
I feel like this has been I feel like this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like this is, yeah.
And see what you're doing right now? This isn't what I want.
Yeah.
So the thing is, I'm telling you like what I'm feeling and you can't say this is what it is because I just said this is what it is. Mm-hmm. So you're supposed to say something that makes me feel better about this being what it is.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Yeah, babe.
So anyway, tell him why I'm mad. I'm mad. And it's not that I'm mad. I'm about to cry.
Her eyes are so wet, guys. I was not ready for this.
I told you I'm hormonal.
Oh my God.
Anyways, I'm not mad. I'm just okay. So by the time this episode comes out, so I'm going to talk about tomorrow, but by the time this episode comes out, it's going to be yesterday. But March 13th is our 10-year dating anniversary. On March 13th, Glen and I had our first kiss. And Glen was planning on not kissing me until we married each other, assuming we were getting married.
Mm-hmm. But you was fast.
I was not fast.
Keep going.
Anyway, we kissed. And so Glen was like, okay, now we have to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Like that was like, we kissed. And
yeah, because I ain't trying to be all out in these streets just thotting it up. I need to make things solidified.
And so that was like the defining moment of Glen and Yvette. You are now boyfriend and girlfriend. And so a while back, I told Glen, I said, because after Valentine's Day, y'all heard that episode. And I think I even said it on the podcast where I was like, okay, we're about to celebrate 10 years of dating. This is a big deal. Like, let's do this. I want to celebrate blah, blah, blah. Glen and I were supposed to speak last week at my mom's group on Wednesday morning. But Glen got an opportunity to go to DC and do some panels with YouTube and yada, yada, yada. And we've kind of decided that, why did you just, your look?
I'm listening to you.
Smile at me while I'm talking.
My breath stinks.
I don't care. You still smile. Ugh. With teeth. Anyways, last week we were supposed to speak at mom's group, but because he had to go out of town, we swapped dates with one of the women who were going to speak. And so I was like, oh, that's really sweet because it just so happens that you don't have to do it. It's kind of creepy now. One of the reasons, I was like, oh, that's sweet because now we get to talk, like do our first talk together on our 10-year dating anniversary. So I was super excited about it. And then he gets another opportunity with YouTube.
But when she says it with YouTube,
sorry,
it's like this. With YouTube. Like YouTube is, I'm like speaking at YouTube internal events.
Okay, and so listen, can I finish talking?
Go ahead.
And so anyway, I was looking forward to this opportunity for us to speak together tomorrow, but then this opportunity came up with YouTube and we both kind of agreed that we take opportunities with YouTube, especially when it's a paid gig. And this is a paid gig and we honestly could use the money right now. And so
it's not that we could use it. We need the money.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so he's going. He's leaving tomorrow bright and early in the morning. And now I tried to swap dates again for us to speak together, but that didn't work out. And so now I'm left by my lonesome speaking tomorrow to my mom's group, which, you know, it is what it is. Like, it is what it is. But Glen and he originally was trying to like leave after mom's group, so that he could be a part of it. But it would have just been too much for him to do in one day. And
I wouldn't have been able to do it.
You wouldn't have been able to do it.
Because I'm flying out of LAX and it's like 2 hours away. So I have to leave.
So anyway, I'm doing this by myself tomorrow. I'm super nervous. It's like I used to speak at my church growing up as the theme speaker. I used to teach Sunday school class at church and all kinds of things. But for some reason, tomorrow has me feeling like it literally like my chest is tight. And it just sometimes thinking about it, and I really don't know why I didn't just come up with an excuse to not do it. I'm tempted to like show a sermon from YouTube and just do Q&A after. I don't know. But I honestly do feel like the Lord has given me a word for these women and I like need to share it. But at the same time, I feel like you make me feel confident. Like you standing by my side gives me a level of confidence that it just does. I feel like we are good together. And now I'm by myself and I feel like the weak link. Does that make sense?
You are not the weak link. You know you're not the weak link.
That's how I feel.
I just think you're really not giving yourself enough credit. You know what I'm saying? Like you are an encourager but I feel like you have been allowing me to take over that thing for so long that you have just kind of been like, that's not me. When in fact, that's who you are. That's who you've kind of always been. You've just never like, I mean, mind you, you had students in your rooms, in your classes coming to you with terrible lives, terrible news. And you were called at the moment to speak into their lives and encourage them. And so that's what you do. You know what I mean? I've only had to like recently come into this place where I am a speaker. You know what I'm saying? And I feel just like you feel. I just know I'm used to the feelings at this point. You know what I'm saying? When Ted called me out there and they told me to speak and we didn't have the money to go and I was sitting up in the room, I could not sleep and I bombed the sound check and I'm like speaking at this TEDx thing and I'm backstage and everybody's back there and everyone's chilling, eating. And I'm like, is anyone nervous? I just screamed out and everyone's like, no, I'm not nervous. And I was like, well, I'm nervous, man. And people just tried to encourage me. They tried to talk to me. But I wanted to leave. I wanted to go away. I felt, how did I get in this situation? I was angry at you. Why isn't she working? Why did she stop? I had more time.
You were mad at me because you got an opportunity to speak on a TEDx
I was not
stage.
ready. No, it wasn't like what were we gonna do? Like I wanted to be a speaker here. Now I have to put my money where my mouth is. You know what I'm saying? So now I got to step up. You know. So I totally understand you, and I wasn't like mad at you, like oh geez, Yvette, but I was scared of the calling that my manhood was taking me to. I was fearful, and even still tomorrow, I'm like I don't know what I'm gonna talk about with YouTube. I kind of have a basic general idea, but what I'm going to say word for word, I have no idea. But
you're good at that though. You can wing it. You are a freestyler.
No, but listen, I have learned that if I stress about it, it doesn't do anything good for me.
I haven't learned that.
Yeah. And so you're stressing about it.
I'm always prepared.
Yeah. And so she's been working on this consistently for about 4 days now. And so I just want to encourage you. You are going to be all right.
But the thing is, like, I don't know. I just feel like I haven't had time. Like this morning, I asked you what was your plan for the day. And you had plans. That didn't include, let me give Yvette like 4 hours to herself to, you know, prepare for this talk she has to do tomorrow. And that was fine because this is my job, right? This is my responsibility. My responsibility is to be home, take care of the kids and all of that. You did help me out by taking Theo to parkour today, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I feel like you just have so much more freedom and you don't. I know. See, I know. It's just bad. I don't even know how to talk to you.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
I don't know how to talk to you because I feel like what I'm saying doesn't even make sense because this is just the way it is. And
do you want my spot?
I don't know what I want, to be completely honest with you. I do not know. I'm so confused right now.
That's true.
So confused.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I know I want you. I feel like you are like, you're here and we're here and we see each other every day. But I feel like I miss you. Like just enjoying your company for the sake of enjoying your company.
Good Lord. Okay. So last week I was gone for a whole week. I was gone out there. And I don't feel like I did a great job being back, but I feel like I did okay. And now I'm gone again, just for maybe 48 hours or 24 hours. I can do better.
And this isn't like me. This is just me venting.
Yeah.
Because it's not necessarily like, I don't think all these things are in your control necessarily, because there are some things that you are called to do because we need provision. But yeah, I don't know. I just think we together have to be, I don't know if the word would be better stewards of our time or what, but
yeah. I know that. I know that, but at the same time, I'm also like, I kind of feel like is it that bad? Like, that's how I'm feeling.
Yeah, I know. And it's not.
Yeah, because I don't feel like it's that bad.
It's not.
But
everything's
you're pregnant,
heightened because I have hormones that are going a little bit haywire. I know. And that's what I keep trying to tell myself. I'm trying to convince myself, Yvette, it's not that bad. Yvette, it's not that bad.
And you know what's crazy is I don't think it's bad at all. But but I'm like, who am I to tell you what's bad for you? You know. But I am very much trying to understand. Like I'm like this. We have things to do. You know, you were like, listen, if I have a 30 minutes window, I'm working on the thing. I'm not gonna sit up here and do a podcast. I'm gonna work on the speech I got to give tomorrow. And I'm like, no, you have to do the podcast. You have to do the podcast. You know.
And here I am.
And here you are. And I just. You know, I don't know. I just want to encourage you. I have, everything's heightened and I'm cool with that. And I got you. You know.
You did, when Glen came back, y'all, when he came back last week from Washington, D.C., he came in, greeted me, and then next thing you know, I had a pack of Nutter Butters in my hands. And I thought that was very thoughtful. Of you. And then he also had, which he didn't give to me at the time, but he had some gummy bears. Yeah,
because you had a whole bag for yourself.
My mom bought me those gummy bears. Everybody knows I like Haribo gummy bears.
So I got off the plane and they have a driver come pick you up. So it's a dude standing out there with my name. We grab my bag. We get all the way to the house and I'm like, yo, stop at 7-Eleven so I can get my wife some.
Oh, that was really sweet.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Why else you mad, babe?
Because you're not going to be here tomorrow. Like, not just because you're not going to join me with the speech, but tomorrow is our 10-year dating anniversary.
It's a special day.
It's 10 years. 10, and you know how I am about multiples of 5. And you're not going to be here to just love on me.
It's bad. It's a bad
I was
one.
really wanting a date night or something. And then I was like, okay, we could just have a date day on Sunday. I was going to get rid of the kids. But Sunday is Anaya's birthday. So it's like we have to wait a whole other... Because I want it to be on a Sunday so we can go to Campfire for brunch.
Yeah, if you looking for a reason to continue to use birth control, this is one of them. You will have much time to yourself and for your partner, and you won't have to hire a babysitter. So
No. Don't do that.
yeah, I do. This is a special day for. I mean, I like this day. Like I like March 13th. It's a big day. You know, it's like it's a big day, and I love this day. I feel like this is our special day. You know, I remember it like it was yesterday. You know, I was working and
We should have been curled up in our blanket.
yeah,
We, on March 13th, we had a picnic at Grape Day Park. We went and bought a blanket
from TJ
from
Maxx
TJ Maxx, and it was our first purchase
together. It was a lot of firsts that day.
Yeah. Yeah. And what did we eat? We were eating, I feel like it was like a restaurant, was it Chili's?
It was something
gross.
Like, yeah, something really gross.
That we had picked up food and just went to the park and ate it.
Yeah. And we had our first kiss. We took a picture. And we just hung out, and that was a day. And after that, it was like, and we have been together ever since. Never had we off. Oh, we ain't seen each other right now. Never broke up or nothing. And it wasn't.
I never got a chance to. I'm just kidding.
That would have been your loss in the long run.
It would have been. Indeed.
But I do feel very, I do feel like this day is very important. And part of me feels like a coward for not just saying, hey, dog, I'm not going to be able to do that.
No.
I do feel like that because, I mean, like, if we needed the money, then I feel like God would make it a way for us to have the money. You know what I'm saying? And this day is too significant. So now I feel like a kind of like a punk and someone who's not leading well in that way.
I don't know about that, babe. I wouldn't beat yourself up. I was just saying, you know.
I'm not trying to get sympathy either. I'm just telling you that.
Yeah.
I really do feel that way because it's like that's, you know, we'll never get another 10th except for 10th anniversary for wedding. But I am sorry.
I forgive you. Why are you mad?
Oh, why am I mad? Why am I mad? I don't think I'm mad.
Good.
We had a really good meeting today with our team. We have a great team. Shout out to Dante, RJ, Dom, James, Maggie, and Dom.
You said Dom
I said
twice.
Dom already.
Dom special.
Yeah. And James, did I say James?
You said James.
Okay. Yeah, shout out to the team, man. They we're building a team over here, Beleaf in Fatherhood and How Married Are You? And we are asking, you know, these people for their input, their help, and their expertise. They are all amazing creatives. And if you follow us on Instagram or follow me on Instagram, you'll see me always shout these people out every Tuesday when we have our meetings. So big shout out to the team. And shout out to all our Patreon supporters again. I love the fact that you guys get these episodes early. I will always continue to do this and put these episodes out there early as early as possible. Just because I value, you know, you guys and what you guys allow us to do. You know, we're able to pay our mortgage every month because of your support. And so, you know, I just can't say that enough. All our Anchor supporters and Patreon supporters. And yeah, babe, how married are you?
I'm so married that I drank the coffee even though it wasn't sweet enough. Before the podcast started, I asked Glen to prepare my coffee. I had already brewed it, but I asked him to, you know, put the creamer and the sugar in. And he did a great job with the creamer, but the sugar was kind of lacking. But I drank it and I didn't let him know. And I said, thank you.
I believe that you told me it wasn't enough sugar in it. Though.
But you asked me how was it.
I appreciate
and
it.
I had to be honest.
Sure.
But I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Cool.
So that doesn't count?
No, it counts. I'm just saying, like, I don't think we have enough sugar for your liking.
No, we do, you crazy nut. That's not funny. Babe, how married are you?
I'm so married. Yesterday, we were laying in bed, and the blinds were open ever so slightly. That a light, a shining light,
straight in my face,
shining straight in her face. She was like, "Babe, can you get up and go get the blinds out of my face?"
Mind you,
she's wrapped up in her pregnancy pillow, which is literally like being strangled by a python. That's how tight she is in this daggone thing. And it's on her side of the bed. Like the window is on her side of the bed. So I had to she wanted me to get up and walk over to adjust the blind slightly. So what I did was I grabbed the slipper, Anaya's Elmo slipper, and tossed that thing, knocked the blind right closed.
I thought he was going to make it worse, but he nailed it. I was impressed.
I was not getting up. I was mad. That's something I was mad about. I was like, "Are you freaking serious? You want me to get up?" And you know, when I get my little spot, I'm like a dog. Like I kick around a little cushion.
He literally like tucks himself in. I can't get in there at all. He be talking about my pillow, but if you watch Glen,
I'm wrapped in there like a cocoon. And she asked me to, even if you ask me to take one arm out, I gotta like let all the cold air in. So I threw a slipper and I knocked that thing out.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's just how married we are.